Hello and welcome to Capping Corner. This week we are going to talk about the Haskell Stakes at Monmouth. It's on Saturday. Only 7 horses in the field. Let's talk about Hot Rod Charlie. He's the 6-5 favorite. Now, Hot Rod Charlie comes off a runner-up finish in the Belmont Stakes. He was also third in the Kentucky Derby. He was first in the Louisiana Derby, so he's a very consistent horse. From a pace handicapping standpoint, almost everyone pointed out that he set fast fractions in the Belmont Stakes, and he was still fighting at the end, so he ran a pretty good race. Is that what you think?
Yes, I think Hot Rod Charlie is a horse that is improving each race. You see, according to Brisnet, his numbers are improving every race. In his last race, oh, that was a monster effort. I know that was a mile and a half. Now he's cutting back to 9 furlongs, but he proved in the past that he can run very well 9 furlongs. I think this horse is in the best shape of his life, and I expect a monster effort for him. Now he's running with blinkers off, and I think he could be in third position behind Midnight Bourbon, and I think the pace setter would be following C.
Well, I like Hot Rod Charlie too, but I don't like him at 6-5, especially not after he lost the Belmont Stakes. I know he was pace compromised, but he still lost, and he lost the Kentucky Derby. He was a half length behind Mandolin in second. I think he could win, but I'm not going to bet on him.
Okay.
Let's talk about Mandolin, who was first in the local Pegasus Stakes, and a lot of people think he will be first in the Kentucky Derby eventually. I was kind of disappointed he didn't get the job done in the Kentucky Derby. I thought he had perfect game at Medina Spirit, and he only won the Pegasus by a neck over Waybird. What do you think? Is Mandolin overrated?
Well, I think Mandalun, I think he needs the whip. If you see the Pegasus race, he looked a bit asleep on the stretch, and I think he needs the whip to show his potential. I think you're right in the Kentucky Derby. He had no excuses to pass Medina Spirit, or, and he was just second in that race. And well, in another track, I think Mandalun would have more chance. But in this spot, I'm not using him.
Right. This is another horse who I think could win, just like Hot Rod Charlie. But if I was gonna bet the race, I probably wouldn't take Mandaloon at 2-1. And like you said, I think he needs the whip, or he loses concentration. Let's talk about the third choice, who is following C. And this is a Todd Pletcher colt. He used to be trained by Bob Baffert. There are several problems off the bat. Number one, he doesn't own a race. He doesn't show a race above 6.5 furlongs. He doesn't have any stakes experience. I don't like his pedigree for going 9 furlongs. But this could be a special horse, so I shouldn't say he can't win, because if he's a special horse, he could overcome all those things. What do you think? Is following C special?
Oh, there is a lot of cons with this horse. Mainly, he's stretching out for 6.5 furlongs to 9 furlongs, and that is a very tough task. And then the pedigree suggests he's a sprinter. You see, he's Baron Happy out of a Spainstown mare, and the second mare produced, I can't remember the name of the horse.
Kahira.
Yeah, Kahira, and Kahira is a sprinter. So, in theory, the horse is a sprinter, but like you said, if he is a special horse, he can overcome all those things. But I don't buy him. I think I prefer another horses.
I'm not gonna pick following C. If he beats me, he beats me, but I just think there are too many question marks. Let's move on to Midnight Bourbon, who's my choice. He's 9-2 on the morning line, and I think that would be a great price on Midnight Bourbon for a horse of this quality to take 9-2. That's a good deal. He was second in the Preakness Stakes, but he also got in a speed duel with Medina Spirit in that race. and he was 6th in the Kentucky Derby. You can cross that out. He didn't break well in the Kentucky Derby, and the challenges of a 19-horse field just got to him. He was 2nd to Hot Rod Charlie in the Louisiana Derby, and I will say Hot Rod Charlie beat him fair and square in that race. What do you think of Midnight Bourbon?
Well, Midnight Bourbon ran an extremely great race in the Preakness Stakes. He got involved in a space duel with Medina Spirit and was able to pick a second place. After that race, he has been recording very fast workout. It seems he is in a very good shape. I think he's going to be a pressure. He's going to be second behind Following C. And his best races has been on the lead, but probably Following C is a bit faster or has more early speed. But he's going to be a pressure, and I think he's going to be a factor in this race. He's my second choice.
I think Paco Lopez is going to be pretty aggressive with him. We know Paco likes to go to the lead. This is a different horse than the one who ran into Louisiana Derby. I think the Kentucky Derby gave him some more experience, and the Preakness is probably the level that he's at right now. So at 9-2, I think he's a good choice. He's my pick.
Okay, if Following C missed the break, I'm sure Midnight Bourbon is going to take the lead.
Okay. Do you have any thoughts about picking Time at all? He used to be a promising horse. I mean, back in his form, he beat 10 for 10 in the Nashua Stakes.
Oh yes, he was. That was a long time ago, but and I think the other horses just moved forward, and he just stayed.
He stayed the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to our conclusions. I'm going to pick Midnight Bourbon, and I don't know. I think he's going to be my only choice. If I was to recommend one horse, I would recommend Midnight Bourbon at 9-2. That's pretty good value for a horse of his quality. I don't know if I have a second choice. Mandolin could win. Hot Rod Charlie could win. The Following Sea could win. I just don't like their prices. So how about you? What are your choices?
I'm going this time with the favorite. I think Hot Rod Charlie is a special horse. He's in the best form of his life. And I think he's going to win the race. And in case of he just didn't fire, but because horses, we don't know, horses could have a bad day. My second choice is Midnight Bourbon. Midnight Bourbon is another horse that looks in very good form, and he could beat Hodder Charlie.
And that's it? That's your thoughts?
Yes, I think I don't like Following C. I don't like Mandolin, and the other horses I think are overmatched in this spot.
Sounds good. That's our episode of Capping Corner for this week. Stay tuned. I think Sigi has some solo videos in the next few weeks, and we'll think about what race we'll do for Capping Corner next. Good luck this weekend.
Good luck and see you next week.